Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers and recaps for Wednesday, May 21st reveal another day in Port Charles and another drama-filled episode. The 2025 Nurses Ball continued, and the soap began with Lucy Coe and her llama, Sebastian, backstage. Lucy was the normal hot mess express she is during these events, but as she took the stage and declared the start of the event, everything went smoothly in terms of gala performances. The audience was treated to a performance of Madonna's Holiday, as some of the hospital nurses, including Amy Driscoll and Willow Tate Corinthos, danced on stage. Isaiah Gannon also took part in the performance, which included some breakdancing. In classic cringy Drew Kane fashion, he creepily applauded Willow's seductive gestures on stage, and overall, the show was a success. Lucy, Anna Devane and Felicia Scorpia were joined by Damian Spinelli, who sang in Tracy Quartermain's absence and charmed the audience. The women danced to Spinelli's "These Boots Were Made for Walking" song. Nonetheless, violinist Giovanni Gio Palmieri delivered the performance of the night, leaving Olivia Quartermain in tears and Brooklyn Quartermain Chase beaming with pride for her cousin performance. Still, Lois Cerullo became upset while seeing him play from backstage, and Lulu Spencer knew in her gut that she was correct about Gio being Brooklyn and Dante's son. So much so that she cornered Lois at the end of the performance and confronted her about Gio being her grandchild. Lulu went on to tell Lois that she was aware that Carmela was not pregnant during her tour, as she should have been if she had Gio, but Brooklyn was. Lois sat in amazement, unsure what to say next. However, this was not the only shocking revelation made at the gala. Jocelyn Jacks had a passionate discussion with Willow in the women's restroom, telling her that she would never take Michael Corinthos' children from him. Of course, Drew went into the women's restroom to save Willow from Joss. Drew was the subject of conversation when Curtis Ashford revealed to Portia Robinson that he knew the ruthless congressman was blackmailing her. Portia admitted to lying to Curtis the entire time and revealed that Brad Cooper had retained digital evidence of her manipulating Heather Weber's cobalt levels on her medical records. She informed Curtis that Brad had started blackmailing her, which was fine at first until Drew found out and raised the stakes. Portia explained that she didn't tell Curtis since he had so much on his plate, and this was hospital business. Curtis was enraged at Portia, especially after discovering what Drew was pushing her to do. After all, she wasn't just lying to Curtis, she was also influencing him. At this moment, the marriage of Portia and Curtis does not appear to be going well. In other news, Sonny Corinthos exchanged words with Port Charles's aide Justine Turner, and they were not pleasant. The mob leader sarcastically greeted the deputy district attorney to her first nurses' ball. However, Justine hinted that it might be his final one. After all, once the town votes on the referendum, Sonny will be kicked out of Port Charles. Sonny promptly stated that no one could drive him out of town. Finally, there was drama outside the nurses' ball, as Alexis Davis divulged to Kristina Corinthos Davis the details of Ava Jerome and Rick Lansing's blackmail scheme. The two were still at Alexis' house when she informed her daughter that Ava and Rick had video footage of Kristina breaking Rick's automobile brakes. She also told her that they had Rick's truck kept somewhere as backup evidence, and that she is embezzling money from the Cassadine estate to keep them from going to the cops and putting Kristina to prison. While Kristina explored for methods to rescue her mother out of this jam, Alexis told her daughter that there was only one way out: obey Rick and Ava's instructions. Alexis explained to Kristina that she is doing what any mother does. She is safeguarding her child. Kristina suddenly recognized why her mother considered committing her and expressed gratitude for having her as a mother, and the two hugged. Alexis did point out that Rick and Ava were unlikely to want to expose Alexis or Kristina, because they stood to lose a lot if they did. After all, if the truth is out, they, like Alexis, will face embezzlement charges. Not to add that the Cassadine money gravy train would come to an end. General Hospital spoilers suggest that this could be the key to Alexis getting out from under Rick and Ava's thumbs, but only time will tell. Lulu informs Lois Joe's parents, and Kristina learns Ava is blackmailing Alexis. The drama in Port Charles never seems to end, and the latest turns have kept spectators on the tip of their seats. Lulu Spencer's choice to expose important information to Lois about Joe's parents has caused shockwaves through the neighborhood, while Kristina Corinthos Davis discovers Ava Jerome's blackmail plot against Alexis Davis. These interconnected narratives are filled with emotional encounters, secret motives, and the type of high-stakes drama that keeps viewers interested. Lulu has always been a heroine driven by justice and loyalty, so her decision to tell Lois about Joe's parents is both unexpected and entirely in character. Gio, a young musician with a mysterious past, has been a source of interest in Port Charles, and his relationship with Lois adds another element to the building drama. Lois, with her fiery nature and extensive connections to the town's history, is the ideal candidate to address this news head-on. The question is, what will she do with this information? Will she contact Joe's parents, or will she keep the secret to protect him? Given Lois's history of intense protection of those she cares about, her next step might either repair relationships or spark a new round of strife. Meanwhile, Kristina's unexpected discovery of Ava's blackmail scheme against Alexis is a major changer. Ava Jerome has long been a brilliant manipulator, using secrets as currency to keep her control in Port Charles. But blackmailing Alexis, a lady who has been through her own problems and redemption arcs, is a hazardous approach. Alexis has never backed down from a fight, especially when her family or reputation are at danger. Kristina, who has matured into a strong and independent woman, is now faced with a moral quandary. Should she expose Ava's scheme and incur the consequences, or should she keep things quiet to protect her family? The tension between these characters is evident. Ava's blackmail is most likely based on a deeply buried secret from Alexis' past, one that has the potential to destroy her carefully rebuilt existence. Alexis has many skeletons in her closet, whether they are related to her issues with alcoholism, her difficult relationships, or her legal career. Ava, the consummate opportunist, understands how to exploit weaknesses, and Alexis is a good target. Kristina's presence, however, introduces a wild card into the mix. She possesses her mother's tenacity and her father's strategic thinking, making her a tough opponent for Ava. As these two tales intersect, the stakes could not be higher. Lulu's confession to Lois might either draw Gio closer to his family or drive him away, depending on how the reality is handled. Meanwhile, Kristina's awareness of Ava's blackmail might either derail Ava's plans or put Alexis into an impossible situation. The consequences of these events will surely reverberate through Port Charles, altering relationships, alliances, and potential confrontations. One of the most interesting features of these plots is the examination of trust and betrayal. Lulu trusts Lois enough to reveal vital information, but will her faith be rewarded, or will it backfire? Similarly, Kristina must decide whether to follow her intuition and confront Ava, or to seek advice from her family before making a move. Trust is a fragile thing in Port Charles, and once destroyed, it is difficult to repair. Another important topic is power: who has it, who desires it, and who would go to any length to maintain it. Ava's blackmail is an obvious attempt at control, exploiting fear and secrets to manipulate people around her. But Kristina's discovery upsets the balance, demonstrating that even the best-laid strategies can fail when unexpected players enter the game. On the other hand, Lois' attitude to Lulu's announcement will determine whether she becomes an ally or an antagonist in Joe's growing drama. Family loyalty is also at the root of many disagreements. Kristina's determination to protect Alexis originates from her strong feelings for her mother, despite their rocky relationship. Similarly, Lois' prospective engagement in Joe's life could be motivated by her mother impulses, even if Gio is not her biological kid. In Port Charles, family is more than simply blood. It's about who supports you when the truth is out. As the drama progresses, viewers can expect intense confrontations, emotional breakdowns, and possibly a few surprise twists. Will Lois confront Joe's parents, or will she assist him keep his history hidden? Will Kristina reveal Ava's blackmail, or will she attempt to outmaneuver her in secret? Most importantly, how will these disclosures affect the dynamics between these characters going forward? One thing is certain: in Port Charles, the truth inevitably comes out. The actual story, however, occurs once the truth is revealed. Whether it leads to reconciliation, vengeance, or atonement, the latest events are sure to keep viewers riveted to their screens. The only issue is, who will remain standing when the dust settles? The unfolding drama at Port Charles: secrets, blackmail, and family loyalty. Port Charles is a community built on secrets, and every whispered confession and hidden agenda has the potential to change lives. The most recent developments, Lulu Spencer telling Lois Cerullo the truth about Joe's parents and Kristina Corinthos Davis learning Ava Jerome's blackmail plot against Alexis Davis, have paved the way for intense confrontations, emotional reckonings, and shifting alliances. These interconnected narratives dive deeply into topics such as trust, betrayal, power struggles, and the lengths people will go to protect their loved ones, or themselves. Lulu's decision to confide with Lois. Lulu Spencer has always been a figure distinguished by her strong moral compass and deep devotion to those she cares about. Her decision to reveal the truth about Joe's parents to Lois is a watershed event that might either reconcile broken ties or spark a new round of turmoil. Gio, a young musician with a murky past, has been an enigmatic figure in Port Charles. His talent and charm have won over many people, yet his roots remain unknown. If Lulu has discovered the truth about his family, her desire to share it with Lois implies that Lois has a stronger relationship to Gio than previously imagined. Perhaps Lois knows his parents from her past, or she has the ability to reunite him with a family he never knew existed. Lois Cerullo, with her outgoing personality and strong ties in Port Charles, is no stranger to high-stakes drama. If she discovers that Joe's parents have been looking for him, or worse, have abandoned him, her reaction will be critical. Will she function as a go-between, helping Gio reconnect with his past? Will she protect him from a revelation that could devastate him? Given Lois' protective attitude, particularly toward those she considers family, she may question whether telling the truth is the appropriate thing to do. This revelation may potentially damage Lulu's relationships with others in Port Charles. If Joe's parents are historical people in the community, possibly adversaries of the Spencer or Corinthos families, Lulu's decision to include Lois may have unintended effects. Secrets in Port Charles rarely remain hidden, and once the truth is revealed, no one knows who else will be affected. Kristina's shocking discovery. Ava's blackmail of Alexis. Meanwhile, Kristina Corinthos Davis uncovers a frightening secret. Ava Jerome is blackmailing Alexis Davis. This discovery is a time bomb that threatens to devastate relationships and reputations. Ava Jerome has always been a superb manipulator, using secrets as leverage to keep power. Her current ploy against Alexis hints that she has discovered something devastating, something that could jeopardize Alexis' work, sobriety, or even her standing within her family. Given Alexis' difficult history, her struggles with alcoholism, her turbulent relationships, and her legal career, there are plenty of skeletons in her closet for Ava to exploit. But why target Alexis now? Perhaps Ava is attempting to silence her for fear that Alexis knows something embarrassing about her. Perhaps this is just another power maneuver in Ava's unending effort to control Port Charles's social and criminal structures. Whatever the reason, Kristina's finding places her in a tough situation. Kristina has matured into a strong and independent lady, but she is still passionately protective of her family. If she exposes Ava's blackmail, she risks starting a battle between the Jeromes and the Corinthos clan. But by remaining silent, she allows her mother to continue under Ava's control. Kristina may seek guidance from her father, Sonny, or her uncle, Jason, but she must finally decide whether to confront Ava directly or find a way to unravel her plan without escalating the situation. Themes of trust and betrayal. The fragility of trust is central to both tales. Lulu trusts Lois with sensitive knowledge about Joe's background. Will Lois keep that trust, or will she act unexpectedly? Kristina must decide whether to trust her intuition and confront Ava alone, or to confide in her family, risking further exposure of Alexis' secrets. If Alexis discovers the blackmail, she must decide whether to fight back or deal with Ava, a woman who has repeatedly proven herself untrustworthy. Betrayal is a common subject. If Lois discloses Joe's parentage without his permission, he may feel deceived by both her and Lulu. Similarly, if Kristina reveals Ava's blackmail, Ava will definitely respond, resulting in other betrayals down the line. Power struggle and manipulation. Ava's blackmail is a classic power maneuver that cements her status as one of Port Charles's most clever characters. She feeds on power, and by keeping something over Alexis, she assures that she is untouchable, at least for now. However, Kristina's involvement alters the game. Unlike Alexis, who may try to manage things discreetly, Kristina is younger, more impetuous, and less eager to follow Ava's rules. If she chooses to fight back, she may become an unexpected thorn in Ava's side. Similarly, Lois' reaction to Lulu's discovery will determine who controls Joe's storyline. If she decides to act, she could change the path of his life forever. General Hospital spoilers indicate that the Tuesday, May 20th episode was explosive on many fronts, but one of the most shocking incidents was Tracy Quartermain's arrest by her son-in-law Harrison Chase, right on the nurse's ball red carpet. Tracy was once again brought into the PCPD, much to Drew Kane's delight, as the ruthless congressman smirked as his aunt was handcuffed. When Tracy asked why she was being arrested, Chase explained that it was in connection with Drew's drugging. When Tracy was in the interrogation room at the police with Max Scorpio, he informed her that a vial of ketamine had been discovered in her car. Tracy had a lighting moment when she realized she'd been framed. In fact, when the subject was brought up at the ball, her son Ned Quartermain remarked that if his mother was behind Drew's ketamine catastrophe, she would not have left proof to be jailed. Drew knows Nina Reeves and Portia Robinson were responsible for his drugging, so why is he swerving and accusing Tracy of a crime she did not commit? Could this dishonesty bite him in the buttocks? Is Drew betting on Nina or Portia revealing herself to save Tracy? That is a gamble no one would make at this time. However, viewers could tell Nina felt horrible as she watched Tracy be detained for a crime she did not commit. With that said, Drew wasn't betting on Tracy having dirt on him for months, waiting for the right opportunity. Tracy appears to be ready to disclose Drew's affair with Nina. As fans recall, Cody Bell got intoxicated in late October of last year after discovering that Sasha Corbin, the love of his life, was his cousin. While at the Brown Dog Bar, he got into it with Drew, revealed his affair with Nina, and kissed Willow Tate Corinthos, as he had learned from Sasha. Cody even attacked the congressman after revealing these facts. The entire incident was recorded, and both Ned and Tracy were immediately aware of this. Still, things got hot and heavy with Drew and Willow quickly, so Tracy and Ned opted to save the information for a later date. Drew was on Quartermain land recently when he and Tracy agreed to rid the community of Sonny Corinthos. Tracy has probably already worked out that Drew planted the ketamine in her car at that time. Who knows why he'd framed Tracy for this, but there's no way she'll let it go, especially given what she does. Tracy will most certainly be released immediately, but will she be able to expose Drew and Nina's affair at the nurse's ball? Michael Corinthos appears to be on his way home, and will likely attend the gala event. So will both unexpected events occur at the same time? According to General Hospital spoilers, the ABC drama has promised plenty of bombshells during the nurse's ball, and Drew, Willow, and Nina's worlds could crumble as a result of this truth being revealed. Days of Our Lives spoilers hint that, believe it or not, Kirsten Storms once graced Salem. From 1999 until 2004, the actress portrayed the legacy character Belle Black. She, together with Jason Cook, J. Kenneth Johnson, Nadia Bjorlin, and Farrah Fath, formed the Modest Towns teen scene during a time when high school drama was at its peak. Storms, the daughter of Marlena Evans and John Black, worked closely with the late Drake Hodgson. Still, she got to know the actor not just professionally but also personally. In a recent interview with TV Insider, Storms revealed that she dated the actor's son, Ben Hodgson, for a few years. Storm mentioned that she spent a significant amount of time with the late actor and the Hodgson family. While she hadn't seen Drake in years, when she learned of his sudden death in late September 2024, she told the online magazine that it almost didn't seem true that he was gone. She goes on to remark, "He was just my favorite person there and a legend. So happy and always in a good mood." Kristen added, "He always gave it his all. I was devastated when I learned he had died. But again, I don't feel like that has really set in for me." Days of Our Lives spoilers suggest that Drake's death has left a void on the program, and in the hearts of his followers. The show is preparing for the character's leaving plotline and tribute, which should begin by the end of the week. Viewers should prepare themselves for some sad situations coming. The dramatic twists and turns in Port Charles never fail to keep fans on the tip of their seats, and the recent developments involving Tracy Quartermain, Drew Kane, and Nina Reeves are no exception. Tracy, renowned for her keen wit and even sharper scheming, has never taken betrayal lightly. Tracy is surely preparing her retribution following her recent incarceration, a startling change of events that has left viewers wondering who was truly responsible. What better way to respond than by revealing one of Port Charles's most combustible secrets? Drew's romance with Nina. The Nurses' Ball, an annual event famed for its glitz, glamour and unforeseen scandals, could be the ideal setting for Tracy's retribution. The ball has a long history of spectacular revelations, ranging from surprising confessions to unexpected confrontations, making it an excellent backdrop for Tracy to drop a bombshell that would send shockwaves throughout the city. If she picks this moment to reveal Drew and Nina's affair, the consequences will be disastrous. Not just for the two lovers, but for everyone associated with them. Drew Kane, a guy who has tried to restore his identity following years of suffering, has become involved in a difficult relationship with Nina Reeves. Their secret affair has already strained their relationships with their loved ones. Drew's relationship with Carly, which was already strained by previous betrayals and shifting loyalties, would be irreversibly harmed if the truth was revealed. Nina, on the other hand, is playing with fire by having an affair with Drew, especially given her turbulent relationship with Sonny Corinthos. If their secret is revealed, the ramifications will go far beyond personal heartbreak. It may spark ancient feuds, ruin alliances, and redefine the power dynamics in Port Charles. Tracy's decision to reveal the affair would not be motivated solely by vengeance, but also by strategy. She hoped that by publicizing Drew and Nina's betrayal, she could destabilize her opponents, deflect attention away from her own legal problems, and reestablish her position in the Quartermain family. The Quartermains are no strangers to manipulation and power moves, and Tracy has long been one of the game's most crafty players. If she orchestrates the expose at the Nurses' Ball, in front of the entire community, Drew and Nina will be completely humiliated. But will Tracy stop with mere exposure? Knowing her history, she may have more levels to her strategy. Perhaps she has additional information to implicate Drew or Nina, or she intends to exploit the scandal as leverage to obtain her own freedom. There's also the potential that she's not operating alone. Could someone else be pulling the strings and using Tracy as a pawn in a far bigger plan? Meanwhile, the consequences of such a revelation would be enormous. Carly, who has already suffered numerous betrayals, would be crushed to learn that Drew, whom she once trusted passionately, had been engaged with Nina, one of her main adversaries. Carly and Nina's feud has been simmering for years, and this could be the tipping point that sparks an all-out conflict. Given his difficult relationship with Nina and Carly, Sonny would also become involved in the battle. If he finds Nina's covert relationship with Drew, his reaction could range from chilly indifference to explosive wrath, depending on his current affiliations. Then there's Michael Corinthos, whose relationship with Drew has been filled with conflict. If Drew's affair with Nina is revealed, the Corinthos and Quartermain families' already shaky connections may be strained even further. Michael, who has been navigating his own delicate relationships, may perceive Drew's actions as the ultimate betrayal, particularly if they harm his mother, Carly. If Tracy carries out her plan, the Nurses' Ball will become the focus of pandemonium. The event, which was intended to honor the medical profession and generate funds for HIV/AIDS awareness, has frequently been eclipsed by personal tragedies. A public conflict between Drew, Nina, Carly, and others would not only interrupt the evening, but it might also result in physical fights, emotional breakdowns, and lasting reputational harm. Of course, Tracy's strategy may backfire. What if Drew and Nina confess before she can expose them? What if someone else learns Tracy's strategy and turns it against her? And what if the truth about her arrest emerges, exposing that she may have been framed or duped into taking the fall for someone else's crimes? Tracy's revenge could have far-reaching consequences. Relationships would be fractured, alliances would shift, and Port Charles's power dynamics would be upended. Whether her scheme succeeds or fails, one thing is certain. The consequences will be dramatic, leaving the citizens of Port Charles reeling. As fans eagerly await the next episodes, the question remains: will Tracy carry out her revenge? And if she does, how far will she go to hold Drew and Nina accountable for their betrayal? The Nurses' Ball may be a night of celebration, but it could also be the start of their downfall. Kirsten Storms from General Hospital reflects on her time with Days of Our Lives' Drake Hodgson. Kirsten Storms, widely known for her role as Maxie Jones on General Hospital, recently reminisced about her time working with Days of Our Lives veteran Drake Hodgson. Storms is now a regular on General Hospital, but her early career included a remarkable appearance on Days of Our Lives, when she met Hodgson, who has played the renowned John Black for decades. Her insights provide a personal look into the friendship, mentorship, and enduring impressions that develop behind the scenes of daytime television. Storms joined Days of Our Lives in the early 2000s, playing Belle Black, the daughter of John Black and Marlena Evans. At the time, she was a new actor navigating the tough world of soap operas, and working with seasoned pros like Hodgson proved essential. Storms has frequently mentioned in interviews how nice and supportive her co-stars were, notably Hodgson, who took her under his wing. One of the most striking characteristics of Storm's memories is the sense of belonging that pervades the Days of Our Lives set. Soap operas are well known for their fast-paced production schedules, which frequently require actors to learn significant volumes of dialogue in a short time. For a young performer like Storms, this could have been overpowering, but Hodgson's presence helped to alleviate the stress. She describes him as a soothing presence who is always prepared to give advice or share a laugh in between scenes. His professionalism and friendliness had a lasting impact on her, influencing her attitude to her work and interactions with other performers. Storms has also commented on the connection between Belle and John Black, stating that Hodgson's portrayal of John brought dimension to their on-screen interaction. John Black is one of the most fascinating characters on Days of Our Lives. A guy with a murky history, steadfast loyalty, and a strong attachment to his family. Hodgson offered a calm intensity to the character, blending harshness and sensitivity, which made the father-daughter exchanges very moving. Storms has thanked Hodgson for assisting her in understanding the emotional aspects of their character's bond, which helped them perform more authentically. Beyond their working relationship, Storms and Hodgson formed a true friendship. She has revealed anecdotes about their off-camera experiences, such as lighter times on set, and the cast's strong feeling of camaraderie. Soap operas frequently film for extended hours, and the close-knit environment promotes strong bonds. Storms saw Hodgson not only as a co-star, but also as a mentor who pushed her professional development. His teaching went beyond acting techniques. He demonstrated how to negotiate the industry with grace and resilience. Storm's stint on Days of Our Lives was brief in comparison to her long tenure on General Hospital, but her experience there had a profound impact. She has frequently expressed gratitude for the opportunity to work with such outstanding performers early in her career, and Hodgson's influence is a constant theme in her thoughts. Even after going on to General Hospital, where she has become one of the most popular characters, she values the lessons she acquired from her days. Interestingly, Storm's career in daytime television parallels Hodgson's in some ways. Both have become synonymous with their particular roles, winning legions of followers and critical acclaim. While Hodgson spent decades developing John Black, Storms has transformed Maxie Jones into one of General Hospital's most fascinating characters. Their joint past on Days of Our Lives adds another depth to their legacies, demonstrating the linked nature of the soap opera industry. Storms has experienced personal health concerns in recent years, including a medical leave of absence from General Hospital. Throughout this time, her soap opera family, both past and current, has provided her with strength. She has spoken freely about how the ties built on sets such as Days of Our Lives go beyond the screen, with former co-stars reaching out to offer encouragement. Hodgson's long-standing friendship exemplifies the durable bonds formed in the realm of daytime theater. Looking back, Storm's comments on her experience with Hodgson illustrate the value of mentorship in the entertainment industry. Working with veterans may be a transforming experience for young actors, influencing not only their skills but also their professional ethos. Hodgson's compassion as a co-star left an impression on Storms, affecting how she currently interacts with newer players on General Hospital. She has frequently acknowledged passing on the kindness she received, so creating a positive circle within the soap opera community. The soap opera genre feeds on continuity and history, as characters and actors become entwined over time. Storm's experiences of working with Hodgson highlight a unique facet of daytime television. Actors become like family, both on and off screen. Their collaboration may have been limited in the grand scope of their careers, but it was significant nonetheless. For fans of Days of Our Lives and General Hospital, hearing Storms reminisce about Hodgson provides a touching behind-the-scenes look, reminding them of the personal connections that fuel their favorite shows.